Good day, everyone. I am Raymond Picayo, the second reporter for the Chapter 8 Conflicts and Negotiation. So, I will be discussing the topic 2, which is why intergroup conflict occurs. So, the topic outline of my report are work interdependence and the 3 distinct types of interdependence. So, the intended learning outcomes of this report is to identify the reason why intergroup conflict occurs. In a company or an organization, there are a group of workers who work together for the success of a certain company or an organization. However, we can't deny the fact that there is at least partial conflict with every other group with which it interacts. So kaya merong tinatawag na work interdependence. So it occurs when two or more organizational groups depends on one another to complete their task. So in this, conflict potential in such situation is high because merong dalawa or mas marami pang organizational groups daw na nakadepende doon sa ibang groups. Kasi in a certain organization, gumagawa sila ng isang product and binapasa nila sa ibang organization to complete the product na ginagawa nila. Kaya, possible na merong conflict talaga na magaganap because iba-iba yung organization na gumagawa. Diba? So, what are the 3 distinct types of interdependence? So, there are pooled interdependence, sequential interdependence, and reciprocal interdependence. So, first, we will discuss what is pooled interdependence. So it requires no interaction among groups because each group in effect performs separately. However, the pooled performances of all groups determine how successful the organization is. So ang pooled interdependence daw is walang interaction na nagaganap sa bawat grupo or sa bawat organization. But, yung performance ng isang grupo is makaka-affect siya sa whole performance ng isang company or sa isang organization. So, ang example nito is the staff of an Apple sales office in one region may have no interaction with their peers in another region. So, in this, makikita natin na walang pakialam yung mga staff doon sa just like sa isang Apple store, sa isang mall. Wala silang pakialam kung anong nagaganap doon sa other Apple store, sa ibang mall or sa ibang lugar. However, the performance of a certain Apple store in a certain mall can affect the whole performance of the Apple company. Kasi yung mga sales sa isang Apple store is kung mababa yung sales sa isang store, so syempre, makaka-affect siya talaga sa sales ng Apple company. So, dito sa, just like here in the Philippines, diba? Kasi i-compute man yung lahat kasi isang company lang yung Apple. So, yun, that is called interdependence. So, the next type of work interdependence is the sequential interdependence. So, it requires one group to complete its task before another group can complete its task. Tasks are performed in a sequential fashion. So, dito naman, sequence yung pagkagawa ng isang product. But, hindi siya ginagawa sa isang factory or sa isang lugar lang. However, it requires na yung isang factory muna ang gagawa ng isang product and then after nyo nagawa ng isang product is ita-transfer naman siya doon sa other factory para makomplete yung isang product. So, ang example nito is the Chrysler Group LLC is considering a plan to assemble a Fiat 500 subcompact in Mexico. So, 16 parts will be first made in the US and other countries and then shipped to Mexico for final assembly. So, dito sa example na to is they are planning to make a Fiat 500 subcompact in Mexico. However, yung mga products na kinakailangan sa paggawa ng bagay na yon is hindi siya ginawa sa Mexico. So, ginawa siya sa other na lugar just like sa US. And then, pag natapos siya gawa sa US or yung mga ibang ports, is ipapasa siya sa Mexico. So, 'di ba sequential siya yung paggagawa ng isang product, but hindi siya din ginagawa sa isang lugar lang or sa isang factory. However, nagmumula pa sa ibang lugar and then ipapasa naman sa isang lugar para i-complete yung isang product na gusto nilang gawin. So, the third type is the reciprocal interdependence. So, dito naman, it requires each group's output to serve as input to other groups in the organization. So, for example, consider the relationships among the anesthesiology staff, nursing staff, technician, and surgeons in hospital operating room. Such relationships create a high degree of reciprocal interdependence. So, dito naman, is ang output doon ng isang tao is input din ng isang tao, or ang output ng isang organization or groups is input ng isang organization. So, just like sa example daw, so, in a hospital, hindi lang kasi kapag mayroong surgery na nagaganap, hindi lang puro doktor yung gumagawa ng surgery. So, it includes the anesthesiology, the staff nursing, and the technicians. So, saan papasok itong reciprocal interdependence? Because at first, before ang surgery gagawin, so the anesthesiology will or inject the anesthesia to the patients. And then after that, yun na yung output ng anesthesiology. And the input is doon na naman marireceive ng nurse. Kasi after na inject yung anesthesia is yung nurse na naman ang next na gagawa ng kanyang responsibility doon sa patient. And after ng nurse is doon na sa mga doctor na, so siya na yung magpe-perform ng surgery doon sa patient. So, it's a collaboration, but it's a different functions na ginagawa ng bawat isa to perform the task effectively and completely. So, kaya siya tinatawag na reciprocal interdependence. So, to summarize this report, all organizations have pooled interdependence among groups. Complex organizations also have sequential interdependence. So the most complicated organization experience pooled, sequential, and reciprocal interdependence among the groups. The more complex the organization, the greater is the potential for conflict and more difficult is the task facing management. So dito pinapakita na sa bawat organization or sa bawat company, meron talagang mga work interdependence group na they are not working alone or they are not just doing alone for their company. So, kinakailangan din nila ng support from other organization or for other group. Kaya, nagkakaroon talaga ng conflict sa isang company or sa isang organization. Kahit na wala silang interactions, it really affects their performance to the whole performance of a company or the organizations. Kaya, importante talaga ang communication kasi nga, they are working together for the sake of a certain company and for the success of the organization. So, that's are the reason why there is conflict in a company or an organization. So, this is my references. Thank you very much and good day.